In this video, we're going to talk about fixing chromatic aberration or color fringing in photos. This can happen, it's a lens error. It can happen when you backlight subjects and also when you use really wide open apertures, such as I shot this one at 1.6, I believe, which means my aperture was wide open. If you zoom in, you'll see the fringing. This one has purple fringing around the subjects. And then on this particular photo, if I reset it, you'll see green fringing like here in the background, like here along the railing. So there's a couple ways to fix it. I find with purple it's a little bit harder, so I'll start with the green. It's going to be under the lens correction section, and if we click first on profile and then just check the box that says remove chromatic aberration, while you're at it you can also enable the profile corrections. You can see I also had some vignetting from my lens, and that's often going to take care of some of the problems with the chromatic aberration or fringing, but not all of them. So you see it took care of it up here but not here. So then the next step is to go to the manual under lens corrections and take this dropper tool, click on it, and then in your photo hover over the green or purple that you're trying to get rid of. You can see that got rid of it pretty well. I would click back on this to replace it. Now let's say I got this message, cannot set the purple or green fringe color. Please try again. So it's just telling me to select another area because it didn't see what I was talking about. Okay, I just have to keep finding where I'm selecting. That got rid of most of it. Let's flip to the other photo and you'll see what happens if I try to get rid of the purple fringing on her face. So I'm going to select it like here, maybe here. You can see the purple is appearing in there. Now it got rid of most of it, but she also now has a gray line around her face. So that's not great. I'm going to undo that. Okay, a couple different ways. If those two ways I just showed you don't work, you can try to change these manually under defringe here. So you do the dropper tool, it might work pretty well, but then you might still need to fiddle with the amount and the green hue or the purple hue and the amount for that. So this affects the greens, the fringing, and this affects the purple. So first, maybe I just need to increase the amount of green fringing, like correction that I have, and that did pretty well. You just want to scan the photo and make sure it didn't take out green in places that it should have it, like trees, because that can happen sometimes. Okay, and you can do the same thing for the purple amount, and then you can also shift the hue here if you need to. Last step, which I will have to do in this photo, if none of those work, then I'm going to use an adjustment brush. So back up here at the top, I'm going to click on the adjustment brush. I'm going to double click effect to zero it out. I'm going to set my brush up so it's very small. I'm going to choose a bigger one, like there. I'm going to choose a feather. I'm going to put my flow and density at 100. And then the one setting I'm going to change here usually is defringe. I'm going to generally go all the way higher. I can also kind of change the color in case I still am having an issue with correction. But you know, just be careful on that because you don't want to make her face green instead of violet. Okay, so then I put the fringing all the way, defringing, sorry, all the way up. And then I just paint where I see that. You will have to notice, and it's going to be on the edges, you will have to notice and pay close attention to make sure it's not graying out her skin. And if it is, you may need to back off on this amount, or you may need to take it off by erasing it on certain areas. So I'm going to do that on like her upper lip here, and then just get in with a smaller brush on the edge. There are times where I have to do defringing multiple times. I need to also do it over here. If that's the case, I would click New, same settings, and then I can just go back over the areas again. Like her chin needs it a couple of times. Just being careful again that I'm not graying out areas. And if I do, I can either back off here or I can erase it on the parts where I don't want to apply it. And that is it for color aberration and defringing, only with color photos and only under certain circumstances.